the movie Aladdin tonight during the game. So once again, first it was Cole Beasley, and then it's been, Dez Bryant, who's not even playing for the Cowboys. And now it's Alan Hurns, wide receiver for the Cowboys, new guy from Jacksonville. And he was talking with Josina Anderson, a reporter at the other place, and he said Dak's second interception was the worst play call you can make against that coverage. He also said the blocking wide receivers, Dak deserves blame too. Here we go again. He went on to say if Dak should have audibled, I'm not sure. I don't think Dak had a chance. I'm not sure if he had the authority to check out that play. But like I said, as far as the other thing, that was one snap and a two-man. Everybody knows versus a two-man, you can't run deep sixes. Basically, Alan Hurns is calling out Dak Prescott, and Cole Beasley called out Dak Prescott, and Dez Bryant called out Dak Prescott. We got ourselves a trend here. Folks, quarterbacking's hard. Okay? I don't know if Dak doesn't have the ability to audible or his coaches don't trust him to audible. But the reason Tom Brady keeps dominating is because if all these quarterbacks were cars, Tom would be the one or two that has GPS. He sees the traffic jam. He sees the accident, and he gets off the freeway and moves to another exit. Everybody else, like Dak, is, going to the glove compartment trying to grab their Thomas guide and figure it out. That's why Brady wins games. He audibles out of problems. Remember when Brady and Jay Glazer talked a couple years ago before the Atlanta Super Bowl, and he said, "You can't throw anything at me anymore."
Every time I go on the field, I feel like, all right, well, I know what to do. I know how to do it. I know where to go with the ball. And, football is in some ways easier now for me than it ever was because, it's just I've been doing it longer. I've had the experience, and, hopefully that experience can pay off.
By the way, the great separator at quarterback is not arm strength. It's not size. It's not mobility. It's pre-snap. But you can't see it as fans. I can't see it as a member of the media. But what Brady can do is audible out of trouble. And rookie quarterbacks, generally, coaches don't give them the playbook. Andrew Luck was a rare guy that they just gave. Bruce Arians gave him the playbook and said, figure it out. You went to Stanford. You're smart. But Big Ben, they did a lot of babysitting with Big Ben for a couple years in Pittsburgh. They did not unveil the playbook. Phillip Rivers did some babysitting with Phillip Rivers. I don't know if this is Dak can't do it. And I don't know if it's Jason Garrett doesn't trust him, but we got Cole Beasley. We got Alan Hurns. We got guys now. We got guys who have been in this league who have made catches saying it's Dak. And this is why I say New England's so tough to beat. They have two coaches. They have Belichick and they have Brady. And most teams don't even have one great coach. They have two great coaches. I had Brian Cox on yesterday. And I asked him, who's the best young quarterback you ever faced? Dak's obviously a young quarterback. I said, who's the best guy you ever faced? Listen to his answer.
Probably the best young guy I saw in my playing days would have to be Peyton Manning. You knew it right away how good he would be, even though their record. You would play in the game, and you would hear him make all these calls. So the game to him was more mental than physical, and you knew that you couldn't outsmart him from day one.
Didn't talk about his arm, didn't talk about his size, didn't talk about his mobility. What did he do pre-snap? That is the difference between Brady, Brees, and 90% of this league. They got a GPS system. Dak doesn't. Brady's like, accident, 4 miles ahead. I'll take this road. Dak drives right into it. And you got multiple guys now, multiple receivers. These are not even anonymous sources. These are guys that are receivers. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, we're wide open. Yeah, it's our quarterback. So you got yourself a problem. Either Dak can't figure it out or the coaches don't trust him to figure it out, and neither answer is good. Joy Taylor with the news.
No. Heard on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
So the debate between which tight end is better, Rob Gronkowski or Travis Kelce, has picked up a bit of steam over the past few years, and there are some similarities there, but Patrick Mahomes has a preference and some loyalty. Here he is.
On my list, I would rank Kelce the best tight end in football. I know Gronk has been a great tight end for a long time, but I haven't got to play with Gronk. I've got to play with Kelce, and I've never seen anyone be able to do the things that he's done.
He is better right now. He's younger, he's faster, he's healthier, and he's got better straight speed. I think Travis Kelce is the best tight end in football. By the way, it was Gronk for about 7 years, 8 years, but Gronk's not as fast as he was.
Look, the funny thing with this is, like, what is he supposed to say?
Of course.
I mean, he's going to say Gronk is better than Kelsey?
Of course.
Of course not. I mean, Kelsey has been amazing for him, but he's in an impossible position there anyway. You can't say that Gronk is better than Kelsey. This is his guy.
Yeah.
So you're not outraged over this, but
No,
you're very outraged
I think
over
Travis is better.
him saying that there's other...
I'm outraged that he doesn't acknowledge that Tom's the greatest quarterback ever, but saying that Travis is better than Gronk, I think that's factual. That's not even an opinion.
Listen, I agree with you. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever. I'm just saying, if you are in Kansas City, you got to be a little bit more politically correct than that, because, you know, Joe Montana was considered the greatest quarterback ever until the Atlanta Super Bowl. Correct? Would you not agree with that?
Okay, when Tom scores an extra touchdown and rubs it in there when they play this week.
All right. I'm very excited for that game. All right, so Hugh Jackson is in unfamiliar territory for the first time since coming to Cleveland. He's having to manage players' expectations and becoming too comfortable with all the winning. I don't know how much winning you have to do before you get comfortable with winning, so like a few more consistent games. But longtime Steelers fan, Snoop Dogg, showed up at Browns practice this week, and Hugh apparently felt the need to issue a warning.
There are going to be a lot of people that want to come be on this wagon when the wagon gets rolling, and we're going to circle the wagon. And I know that because I didn't see any of these people for the last 2 years. You know, I'm still the same guy, still knew all these people prior to this year. So we're not going to get caught up in any of that. You know, our players won't. You know, that's my word and my message to them. You know, we're going to work.
Hugh, you're 2-2-1.
Fans always do this.
Please get the breaks.
Hey, we don't need you on our bandwagon. First of all, I'm in the media. I have no interest being on your bandwagon, but I'm going to talk about you if you're good. Your responsibility is to be good. If you are, I'll talk about you. Memphis Grizzlies aren't good. I don't talk about them. Warriors are. I talk about them. I'm not jumping on a bandwagon. I talk Cleveland now because they got a bunch of good players, and I think they have a chance to beat the Chargers this weekend. And it's not because of Baker. It's because they're loaded at about 6 positions.
I don't know. After that statement, they might lose by 30. What bandwagon? Because Snoop showed up at your practice and said he liked some of your players, said some nice things about the fans, and all of a sudden Snoop Dogg's a lifelong Cleveland Browns fan?
Everybody wanted to run Hugh Jackson off, and I said, folks, offensive league, who are you going to hire, Matt Patricia? I think Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley have been great for Baker Mayfield.
They have. I'm excited about Baker Mayfield. I think the Browns are much improved. I like the culture change. I much prefer there to be competitive teams as opposed to teams that are just a complete bore to watch because you know they're going to be terrible. But let's pump the brakes on the bandwagons. The 2-2-1.
Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Chris Broussard will be joining us in about 7-8 minutes. It's actually a great weekend. You're going to have baseball playoffs. The Dodgers bats against the Brewers bullpen, the best bullpen. So it's going to be a very, very good weekend for baseball if that's your thing. The Yankees lost. They should have. Boston's a better team all year. Why wouldn't they be for a week? You got great college football this weekend. Northwest, Washington, Oregon. Georgia and LSU play in the South. Michigan and Wisconsin play in the Midwest. And then you have great, great games. It starts with the Giants and the Eagles tonight. My feeling is that Philadelphia is just not the same team this year. It's not a knock on anybody, but they've had injuries. They're not as good at running back. I think they should go after Le'Veon Bell. I don't care if he's a rental. But by the way, for all of you defending Eli Manning, and there's a lot of you defending Eli Manning, when you watch the New York Giants tonight against the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm setting myself up here on Fox tonight. You tell me, you tweet me during that game where OBJ was wrong. There's an old saying, there's never the right time to do the wrong thing. And I don't think there's a wrong time to say the right thing. And the right thing is, we got players here. Our quarterback right now is not playing as well as the rest of us. So when you watch that game tonight, for all the Odell Beckham haters, and I've been critical of the kid, but I think there's a responsibility. Every team's got about 3 guys who can have an opinion, and the NFL won't cut them. You know, Brady, Gronk, and maybe McCourty. Everybody else in New England, don't say much. And Dante Hightower, maybe. And the Giants have about 3. The rookie running back, Odell Beckham, I don't know, maybe one of their guys in the back end defensively. I think he broached the subject. Never forget, Peyton Manning got benched. Eli can't be discussed. Peyton got benched. Chris Broussard joining us from New York. What to make on LeBronzo? Problems with LeBron and this group of non-shooters. When tough weather hits, and for the record, we're moving into mid-October. Now, some of you in the South, Texas, you get good weather for a while. California, here, we're pretty safe. But you get to mid-October in the Northeast, you get to mid-October in the Midwest, Pacific Northwest, it starts raining and raining hard. Now, when tough weather hits, the right wiper blades make all the difference. Raining sideways or drizzle, you need them. And Michelin engineers have been hard at work, and they introduced the new Michelin Premium Wiper Blades. They have Smart Flex technology, or frameless beam design. And that means the Michelin blade flexes to the curve of your windshield. Streak-free, long-lasting, all-season performance. So perform like a pro out in the road. It's mid-October. From this point forward, next 4 to 5 months, it's wet, it's cold, it's snowy. You need Michelin Premium Wiper Blades. All the difference for safer driving on the road. They're available everywhere. Pep Boys, Walmart. Maybe it's easiest to go to Amazon and other fine retailers. Michelin Premium Wiper Blades with Smart Flex technology.
Thank you, Reza. Yep.